since you still live in an RV, right? Okay. So what is that like doing? I guess you're just about to start, but doing teletherapy within an RV, that's such a different, working style, but very cool. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that'd be interested in doing that.
So being in my hometown right now, I'm going to say I'm not going to be doing teletherapy most days from the campground.
Okay.
Wi-Fi is kind of hit or miss, and that's typical. I can do things to like counteract that and, you know, pay money to have certain things installed. Eventually, if we travel outside of Ohio, I'll do that to make sure that I've got the connection that I need. But I have family members in my hometown who work from home, so they have solid internet. It's not going to start very early because that's mountain time. So I'll probably be working like, I don't know, 10 to 5 or something like that. So I will probably just kind of grab my stuff and head out for the day. But most of your materials and resources are online. So, you know, really all you need is the computer and a solid Wi-Fi source or a solid Ethernet. So as much as I'd like to be in the camper all day, which is weird because it's just small and there's nothing there. I'll be leaning on family members for the time being.
It's nice to know, though, that if you chose to, you know, upgrade your internet or whatever the case is, there are things that can be done. So if somebody really wanted to do that, that is an option. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And maybe eventually you'll do it. You know, I could see you doing this for a couple of years.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the thing. I'm like, if I do teletherapy and I like it as much as I think, then we have friends, who are from Ohio, but we met. So the RV community is a whole nother thing. You meet a lot of people, but very short term. We met a couple from Ohio who down in South Carolina, and they were living and working there from the campground for 2 years. But they both were working remote during COVID, and one is in tech, and they just took their RV cross country. And, you know, they've done the upgrades so that they have solid Wi-Fi. They're kind of doing the opposite. So I'm working from the Eastern time and Mountain time. So I'll kind of have, you know, some chill time in the morning and work a little bit later. They are now, I don't know if I think they're in Mountain time now, but still working for East Coast time. So they've got really early mornings, but they've been on the road and working and visiting different places when they can. And so I'm kind of watching them and seeing how they're doing it in hopes that maybe we get to do a little bit more traveling in the future.
For sure. I mean, it's kind of one of the silver linings, I guess, with COVID, although COVID has been really challenging and really hard for a lot of people. But this kind of new style of working that people didn't realize was there, like you hadn't had that experience before this all happened, and it kind of just threw you into this new teaching style, right? And now look at you, you know?
I had been interested for years too. I just never felt like I had the opportunity. You know, you have to seek that out to train and to try it. And it just kind of, within like 4 or 5 days, I was a full-time teletherapist, and I'm like, okay, I can do this.